man. If you're a comedian, if you're anybody, Twitter is fun. Twitter's fun. You put your little non sequiturs in there, your little slice of life tweets, or you crap on the president, or you crap on somebody else. Twitter is a good time. Or maybe they have something trending where you're like, replace the letter in a movie title and make it sexual. And you're like, oh, I'm creative. Look at me. I came up with a pun. Points for me. How many retweets is this going to get? Twitter is fun until you trend. And then it's over. You got to burn your phone. And then all the people that know you have to give, like, eulogies on their podcasts or on tweets. That's been my... Listen, I'm not one to, like, knock any comics. But if I've gotten any odd joy out of the thing that happened with Chris Delia, it's all of his, like, fellow friends that do podcasts giving, like, somber eulogies. It was like they were eulogizing Chris D'Elia's career. Like, man, he was a fun hang, but I can't be seen with him in public again. It was so bizarre. They were talking about him like a friend died. Like their friend died. And then they were just like, yeah, he's worthless to me now. Because this is Hollywood. And he messed up. And this friendship was superficial from go. And here it is. It was just weird. I watched that. I don't need to name all the comedians. If you follow, they're coming up on your YouTube feed or you listen to the podcast. Everyone's talking about him like their cat died. What he did wasn't good. Stop hitting on underage girls. I think the best thing that can be learned from Chris D'Elia's situation, don't trust any 40-year-old that dresses like he's 20. That's a great rule across the board. Whether you're a man, a woman, a child, don't just judge them. I mean, don't just not trust them in a relationship-y type setting. Don't trust them at all. I wouldn't trust any dude that dresses 20 years younger than he is. There's something. What are you hiding? What happened? Unless you were somehow in a coma for 2 decades and now you're trying to relive 10, 20 years of your life that you missed, there's no reason to be 40 and dressing 20. Unless you're a musician. I get it. But even then, do it your own way. Don't dress like you're a 20-year-old skateboarder when you're 40 and you tell jokes on a stage. It's weird. It just makes people suspicious. Like, it made me suspicious. Anytime I see that, I'm like, why? Anytime it's just a 40-year-old on stage with Jordans and those weird jeans where they're tight on the shins, but then they have that baggy crotch part, and then you got the giant t-shirt, like you got the triple XL length t-shirt down to your knees with the Jordans and the jeans, but you were born in 80. And I'm 33, man. I'm 33. It's over for me. I got about 2 more years left. Maybe 2 more years left, and then I can't go into like an H&M anymore. Or only for the suits. I got it, man. I understand. I got about 2 more years if I'm honest with myself. And then I can't just be wearing Vans all the time. Or I gotta be wearing like the old people Vans. You know? Like I can't be wearing any new style Vans. I can't be going to buy my jeans at the Vans store. Get out of there. Urban Outfitters, no longer. I need to find like a suburban outfitter. Something... Give me some Eddie Bauer edition khakis and some sensible shoes. The old man New Balances. That's what I need. That's where it has to be. I can't just be walking around 37, 38 years old in some high tops with my skinny jeans tucked in or whatever's in style 5 years from now. I can't be doing that. And feel free to use this against me if I am doing that. Keep an eye on me. Slide in my DMs, make sure I'm not talking to anyone under the age of 18. Creepy, man. Creepy. I read a lot of those, like I saw the screenshots. The weird thing is, he's so famous, like, if we had to do, I guess my point is, why were you working so hard for it? He really wanted those underage girls. If those screenshots were real, which they seem to be real, based on the text messages, DMs, and emails, Like, the ones that really creeped me out were the ones where the girl didn't respond and he still, like, did the 5 responses, you know, like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, a month later. That was the one that got me. There's some girl that didn't respond, and he's like, hey, you want to come over? She didn't respond. Then an hour later, like, hi, with the exclamation point, and then the next day, like, I guess you're not coming over. And then a month later, he wrote, like, duh. And I'm like, and like, you can't. What are you doing? What are you doing? You can't do that. What are you doing? Dude, you're famous. You shouldn't be working this hard to get laid anyway. You shouldn't have to ask twice. Why are you coming off so desperate? Like you're not super famous. Like Chris Delia, through the roof famous compared to what I am. I'm way down here. I'm like cat person level famous. And I don't work that hard to get laid. Like I'm in a relationship now, but I was single for 2 years. I didn't like, you didn't respond. What are you doing? Stop. Just hang back. That's what, by the way, always wrong to hit on girls underage. But especially in today's era, stop hitting on women, all right? It's Sadie Hawkins Day dance era of dating. Hang back. Hang back. Women will come to you. That's the dynamic shift. 50 years ago, women were supposed to be shy and not approach guys, and dudes were supposed to come up and like, hey, there's the sock hop coming up. I would really, boy, I'd love to take you. And then they're like, oh, I don't know. And then you're like, you gotta like ask again, and then a third time, and then like, so when am I picking you up? It's not like that anymore. Guys, we can hang back. It's Sadie Hawkins Day. It's easier. You don't have to make the initial how do you do. You just sit there. That's what I did for 2 years. I wasn't lonely. They slide into the DMs, you say hello, you just respond. Can you imagine at Delia's level? My level's down here compared to Delia. My DMs were always full. What's he doing reaching out and then following up when they don't respond? On top of the fact that they were underage. On top of the fact that they were underage. All the women that were over, of legal tender, even then like, what are you doing begging? Dude, you're famous. Hang back. Play it cool. They reached out in the first place. They already like you. What are you doing the 15-year-old, I guess you're not going to respond. You're 40 years old. You're 40. You're 40. Jimmy Carter was president when you were born, man. That guy's a walking cadaver that makes houses for the homeless now. Like, what are you doing, man? Hang back. Hang back. Act as cool as the clothes you're wearing on stage and hang back. They'll come. They'll come. Calm down. And also, stay away from the young ones. It's creepy. It's creepy, man.